So the arrest of Addo Wahab abusuya more updates ena eba ene lawyer M.Kpebu edin sembi ababetuja ne lawyer no wakasa bebre deny ye deny no edi every court M.Kpebu obehu ne client and contempt or say oversight the Attorney General and BNI headquarters and as officers for no or the honsem and so ababe breaki ni nyina wa hase e de amam na lawyer M.Kpebu edin sembi ababetuja o chese former Attorney General Fr0zèn ene de onam na osu osu na ba ye de botachi no sa ba na na de boba GodfredDame juma wa ba be di ne kromi ha no enye se de ekoso nyina no ebi mo ka se politically motivated and if say politically motivated arrest of Hanan no if say politically motivated or no former Attorney General GodfredDame juma wa ba be di ne kromi ha no se o kana no tum so kana no tum kra abusua na lawyer M.Kpebu drop me submissions were dropping details on the arrest of Addo Wahab or chese account ya freezing no ne lawyer yi ka se obi ya freezing account de obe ekwan be na obe fa so na watumi akwa withdraw sika be afrim lawyer M.Kpebu se ne lawyer ne boa obetumi ayeden a withdraw sika afrim na ene behwe nim go ase lawyer M.Kpebu or de egu GodfredDame live on TV enye asem keto akra abusua ye bepe se be makọ na makọ akoti ensema ekoso na answer na be kokono Ghana has open computer papa and a laptop papa na we use Abura Peruzzi computers and accessories ho and obenya laptop papa na we using location enye yira akwan o Kumasi bu Chrome Estates Eli abusuya pick number na egu screen ase ne frɛ no ofrɛ na baby a wo bia no ode o machine ebebro ye bedam ase se mom jepene mom yanko na yanko tin sema ekoso ye ba ye de aka beto am so.
Martin, hold on for me once again. Haruna Mohammed still have just been re-echoed by the NPP. We are listening to the deputy chief scribe of that party, Haruna Mohammed, tell us that they believe that this is a politically motivated arrest because all the evidence doesn't point to any sufficient reason for his arrest. Is that something you agree with?
Ken, this is, once again, I'll say from experience, they are normal. It's normal. It comes from each side. Look, I can tell you when they arrested ACP Dr. Benjamin Agojo, now he's DCOP. We said it, I was on air. I was all over the place saying this is political witch hunt. He had no hand in any alleged coup d'etat. He's a distinguished police officer, blah, blah, blah. But they would have none of it. They insisted and added Agojo to the trial. Were in court for God knows how long. Then eventually came out that he was innocent. That time, I don't know where Haruna was, if he was in this country, if he spoke up in favor of Dr. Agojo. And coincidentally, that time, GodfredDame was the Attorney General. He did many things in that case. You see, today, I have been very objective to his client. But if we want to talk about the things GodfredDame did in that case, you would say, oh, is that people being objective? So I'll leave it there. That's the way life is. Sometimes people do things, they never think about tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, they are crying. Well, that's life, okay?
I know that I have you. Do I have you?
Yes. I'm saying habeas corpus, okay? Habeas corpus simply means bring out the body, okay? Bring out the body. And the context is that then the person who is applied is making an allegation that a state authority, law enforcement agency has unlawfully taken somebody. So when you file habeas corpus, it means that bring out the body that has been illegally taken into custody. That's its literal meaning. So what happens then is that when the person is brought to court, the state agency that has him in custody will justify to the court why they have him in custody. So if the justification is tenable in law, then maybe the detention will continue. But if it's untenable in law, maybe it's beyond 48 hours, etc., then the judge may admit the person to bail. So it all depends on the justification the state agency will come and give, and whether that justification is tenable in law or is untenable.
Let's look at the circumstances surrounding his latest arrest. The Attorney General says that he was attempting to withdraw funds from a frozen account. Is it even possible to be able to attempt to withdraw funds from an account that has been frozen?
Okay, so what we should say is that because this is a fluid situation, right? If you ask me, so I can only answer in law, legally.
Okay.
Yes, there can be an attempt, but so I'm not talking about Hanan's own, whether he did it or not, because I don't have the evidence. But when I say, can there be an attempt to withdraw funds from an account that is frozen? Yes, the attempt is when you go into a bank, you pick a slip, and then the account number, you fill in the form, okay, that you want to take money from that account number. Or if it's a check, if you draw a check on that account, or ATM, you put in ATM, you want to withdraw. So as for attempting, you can attempt, but so whether you succeed or not is another thing. So maybe wait, when the evidence comes, then we can be categorical.
Now, his lawyer, GodfredDame, says that he's been, prevented from seeing his client. It's been 24 hours since he was detained by the BNI. How long do you think he should stay with BNI before he's produced before the court of law?
So in law, they have a maximum of 48 hours, maximum. And this is the key thing. So that's the Supreme Court decision in M.Kpebu number 4 versus Attorney General number 4. The law says that maximum of 48 hours. But Ken, let's do this. The key thing, that's for Kufu's valedictory judgment, one judgment that sets her apart, in terms of our quest for better human rights. The Supreme Court was clear that if it's clear to you, you don't want to give the person bail, sometimes you can make up your mind that this person, when I get him, let's speak bluntly, like the way we say locally, in the mindset, this person, if I get him, I will not grant him bail unless he goes to court. Then the court is saying that as soon as you get him, then put him before the court. Don't wait till 48 hours. Because if 48 hours come or strike whilst it's still in your hands and you've not entered court, it's a breach. So it means that the moment you get him, start preparing and enter court. Be in court before the 48 hours elapse. Okay, that's a clear distinction. Yeah, so that's what the law says. And then the weekends, you don't exclude weekends and public holidays. No.
Okay.
The Supreme Court says 48 hours is 48 hours. Whether public holiday, weekends, the judicial service is on strike or not, 48 is 48. So for that one, that's the law. And so far, I don't think the BNI is gone outside the 48, have they?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Now, the former Attorney General is saying that he's been denied access to his client. Does that amount to a violation of the suspect's constitutional rights to a lawyer?
Well, this particular one, I can once again answer only in terms of principle because we don't have the evidence. I don't want to go and say something and then the evidence turns out. You remember, let's caution ourselves. When the Chief Justice Tokonu's case came, we're told that lawyer Dukusi was excluded. He was excluded. Then we started saying, oh, it's against Chief Justice Tokonu's rights. Later, the record was produced and it showed that the lawyer didn't have. They said he had no authority to represent her. That's how he was excluded. So we are all learning. I don't need to rush and make statements that will turn out to be false. If it turns out that the facts are that they won't allow him, that one too, they can sue. So it's all about the evidence. I won't stick out my neck to go and say something and then tomorrow the transcript or the record will be produced and then to show that we went ahead of ourselves. So I don't want to. But the key thing is that a lawyer must have reasonable access to their client in custody. So if that reasonable access is denied, that's also a matter that they can sue. Yes, so it's within their rights if they have the evidence that they were denied.
Well, this issue first came to light when the Deputy Attorney General Justice Śh&Xp0śe posted it on his Facebook. Others are saying that with the Deputy AG publicly commenting on ongoing investigations like this, could it affect the fairness of the legal process, maybe?
Oh, no, nowadays, maybe, please, can you repeat the question? Let me see.
So Justice Śh&Xp0śe was the first to publicly comment about this. He posted it on his Facebook that this is what has happened and they've arrested Abdul Hanan. There are those who are raising the questions that a Deputy Attorney General publicly commenting on investigations like this could affect the fairness of the legal process. Is that something you agree with?
No. I don't.
Okay.
Because rather, I think we'll commend him for putting out information because, Kenjesi, look, there are times that you roam the whole of Accra looking for your client and you don't find the client. You can go to, they'll tell you this police station, you go, the person is not there. Then they'll tell you, go to BNI. You go, BNI say, no, we don't know. Then they say national security. So if not for anything at all, the fact that Śh&Xp0śe says, oh, he's in so and so custody, it's a master stroke. We should be forthcoming with more information. When the Deputy Attorney General says the person is in custody, he's been arrested, how does that prejudice investigations? I don't know. Maybe the person meant something. He should clarify. It's possible, but the way the question is being asked, rather we would commend them because as practicing lawyers, look, sometimes we have a hell of a time trying to find where the person is. They will say Yoko. You go to Yoko, the person is not there. They say BNI. BNI says no, not here. National security, police headquarters. No. So rather, on the balance, I'm thinking that this information is helpful.
Martin, I want you to hold on for me. Let me bring in Harun Idris, who is the Deputy General Secretary of Harun Mohammed, I beg your pardon, is the Deputy General Secretary of the opposition. The former Attorney General, GodfredDame, threatened to cite the AG and the Deputy for contempt of court. Could that be possible? And under what circumstances could that contempt be cited?
Wow. And once again, theoretically, yes. If you can show that the prosecutor has done something, one, either expressly breaching the express orders of a court or doing something that brings the administration of justice into disrepute.
Okay.
So we have two levels. Either there's an express order that has been breached, or even if there's no express order, there's a certain conduct that brings the administration of justice into disrepute. So once again, this one, I'm not answering on the specifics. As for the specifics, if they have the evidence and specify what those prosecutors did, I'm sure they can approach the court and then we would see how it goes. Because it's law. As for attempting, everybody can attempt. But whether that attempt will succeed is another kettle of fish. It's a different kettle of fish. So the law allows it to attempt to cite the prosecutor for contempt of court. Then in times past, I think there have been things of this nature. In Ghana, you can expect that this is not the first time there's such a threat or or that there will be such an application. No, I don't think that would be the first time.
Okay. And I must put on record that we have tried to get the governing NDC to comment on this, but have largely been unsuccessful. We are definitely still trying to see if we can get somebody from the governing NDC side to comment on this. Martin, that's the allegation of, attempted withdrawal of a frozen account, money from that bank account. If proven, is it sufficient enough? Does it provide sufficient legal basis for the arrest and continued detention?
Look, listen, as withdraw from the account. Listen, with experience, I'll just hold my horses. I'm sure in a day or two, we will get to the bottom. They will file the full papers and then we'll see. With experience, you don't want to rush to make some comments and then you see that man just rush. I'll hold my horses. Can you see? Let's reserve comment. I'm sure in a day or two, we'll see the real evidence from both sides. Then we can comment fully.
Okay. Very interesting response there, Martin. let me bring back Haruna Mohammed. Now your member, the Hanan, Abdul Hanan, has been in police custody, the custody of the BNI for 24 hours now. The law says that by 48 hours, he should be produced before the court, as M.Kpebu has reiterated. With the way things are going, are there any other options available to the NPP? Should he still be kept beyond the 48 hours required by law?
Fortunate aspect is that the plan of the NDP government is not to get what is right. It's not to prosecute. It's for them to persecute. And if you look at the pattern in which the activities that have been happening on Hanan, it tells you that they want to keep him even more than the 48 hours. Because when he was picked up and he was sent to Yoko, he was under more than the bread, and at the time brought up the heavy bill, and definitely they went. It took them longer to be court, and they are and shows that they don't have evidence, they don't have anything to prosecute him. After he having a court order to travel outside, then they have to bring in this particular allegation. So it tells you that they don't have evidence to prosecute Hanan. What they want to do is to frustrate him and then make sure that he spends some time in jail or spend some time in police custody just to be able to punish him well enough to tell them that they have power. But what they forget is that power is passive.
Martin, we've seen this before. People being kept in BNI custody, police custody, Yoko custody beyond the required 48 hours for them to be processed for court. You've been a big advocate against using bail condition as a weapon to punish people. Do you see a similar pattern playing out in this case?
To say so in this case, as I said, we're watching. Since Śh&Xp0śe himself had put out on Facebook that they were filing and they would go to court, I presume that he would be admitted to bail within the 48 hours rule, or they would make it to court. Yes, and I think in this particular case, since it's already on bail, there's no need to prolong it in court. So, I think the Attorney General is deputy. They also know that Ghanaians are watching. So I don't think they will do anything untoward. Because if they were to do, I'd be the first to slam them. So I don't think so. Let's hold our horses, and then I'm sure they would do the needful. Okay.
Yeah. M.Kpebu is a private legal practitioner. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Haruna Mohammed is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, away from the courts. First to the program. What is your party's position on the arrest of Abdul Hanan?
Thank you very much. We say good afternoon to your cherished listeners and followers, and also good afternoon to lawyer M.Kpebu. Unfortunate that we are back to such a discussion. We have to maintain as a political party that the end is much more interested in persecution rather than prosecuting. Check based on the record. Mr. Hanan has made application in order to be travel outside the country. That's which was duly.
I'm struggling to hear Haruna Idrisu. If Haruna Mohammed, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I'm struggling to hear.
Can you hear me now?
Let's try one more time, Haruna.
Okay. I'm saying that we as a political party, we are not surprised that we have reached this particular stage where the NDP is basically taking the law into their hands. We have on record that Mr. Hanan has made an application for an order to travel by the petition, which was clear by High Court, Accra, the Criminal Court, the Criminal Court in Accra here. On his way to the airport or at the airport, an arrest was done on him. And the allegation that we are hearing is that he was attempting to withdraw from a Fr0zèn account. I don't know whether there is a Bank of Ghana safe at the airport for him to withdraw, or there is that particular avenue for him to do so. If in any case somebody tries to use even an ATM to withdraw an amount or something from their account, you are closing their account. You are quite sure very well that the person doesn't have access to their account. So what is your motive of moving in to arrest the person when indeed you have actually blocked their account? So I don't think that it is just because Hanan has made an attempt by way of allegations from them. It is just to frustrate him. And I think that the basis of which he was traveling outside the country was to see his medical technician to look after him because of his health condition. But they are trying as much as possible to execute them even to their graves, and that is why they are doing so. This is not something that is strange and people should be laughing over it. It can happen to anybody at all, and I don't think that it's fair to the family and Mr. Hanan himself. I don't think that is fair. But the NPP should be mindful that they will certainly leave power one day, and when they leave power, they should certainly know that some of these things will definitely visit some of them. If they decide to go on their way the way they want and they try as much as possible not to prosecute and want to persecute, we will continue to remind them and remind the good citizens of this country that they should rise up and call out the NDP to stop some of these things. They are basically killing the judicial system. They are basically making sure that nobody will have confidence within the law or the legal system. Because you go to collect an order, the order grants you, then you are moving and then you are arrested. I don't think they are fair to Hanan, and the NPP certainly will not speak to this matter and allow it to go in a manner that is good. But we are taking record of all these things that is happening, and I think that at the appropriate time, the party will make a very strong case of that, because we've demonstrated, we've done a number of things that the NDP has just said that they will not listen. And we are not surprised because the current president has said it's a dead road, and he doesn't fear knife again. So that is what he's demonstrating in his governance. But one day, justice will be said.
There is.
Okay, so abusua winning and some a course so our political highway. So lawyer M.Kpebu and I attending cause all drop is a submission on. Lawyer M.Kpebu the ocean a jia a done it trima or the drop of submissions no abusua or you're one of the best. Lawyer M.Kpebu or no and I attending ka abusua ko concern bia e koso our political highway ne subiano abusua aha and excess ubenya any updates bia click on the notification bell so send bia ya drop bia also once able to me akabi medamase.